Previously on Legends and Lore. Our party tracked Kef's cultists, hell-bent on ushering in a cataclysm of apocalyptic proportions to a confrontation that left the dark mage Faye unconscious. Kef has escaped, intent on summoning Braxis, an ancient god of death and destruction to this world. But Faye is stirring, and their amnesia is subsiding. The Elder Celeste leans in close to Faye on the deck of the Vagrant.
Oh, I didn't know I had to prepare anything.
That's okay, perfectly fine. The Lore Maestro's guide says it's totally fine to not have a huge backstory already. Maybe we could get some suggestions from the table.
Oh, you're the long-lost heiress to a distant kingdom, banished as a child after an unjust coup.
Maybe you were an astute student until your aspirations turned unorthodox and you began studying the scythe.
Or you were a traveling musician who signed away your soul for incredible talent with the guitar. Maybe that's how you lost your memories or something. Yeah!
Sweet.
Fine. It's in the waterfall. Sid parks the airship nearby while you check behind the waterfall. Indeed, there is a cave there. Deeper inside, you come across a door surrounded by shining crystals. Door now open, you quietly sneak into the antechamber. Inside, the torchlight of the cultists reflects off the sparkling walls as they gyrate around an enormous crystal that's buzzing with magical energy. As the cultists begin their dramatic crescendo, a hooded figure emerges from behind the crystal. He lowers his hood, and you see the striking figure of Kev, the lead cultist. Even from afar, Kef holds absolute sway over the cult. Kef raises his hand. Seducible? He's kind of in the middle of something right now. No, Kef raises his hand. It's a lovely robe that shows no more scale than is appropriate. He raises... He's had some hard times, okay? He raises his hand and the crystal alights. There. He bellows. What do you all want to do? The heroes charge at the cultists! Kef buckles over, retches, and then spews out a liquid secretion that begins to form into a disgusting dinosaur. All right, you're entering combat. The golem advances, followed by the cultists. Roll for initiative. Looks like that's the highest roll. You'll go first. The golem is enshrouded in black smoke, and it slows down a bit, disoriented. All right. Unfortunately, the golem is already slimy, so he isn't really affected. Cultists, however, will have trouble with that. Oh, hold on there. It's not your attack anymore. Now it's the golem's turn. It lurches out abruptly and smacks Ollie down to the ground. Ollie, you take 5 acid damage. Yeah, that's nothing. You're gonna keep taking damage if you don't get out from under there. Right. Little gooey bits of golem are sliced off, and a few cultists retreat behind some of the sheltering rocks to escape the barrage of sharp leaves. Nice. Next, Maya, a cultist, casts a spell of confusion on you. Roll to resist. Brilliant. Finally, Jeff, a whipped cream-covered cultist, grabs your ankles and knocks you to the floor. You are being grappled. Oh, that's extra effective against the golem. It wails and gurgles and melts into a bubbling pool. There's still a few cultists standing. Maya and Linnea, you both rolled the same initiative. Who wants to go first?
Vines sound pretty cool, actually.
Okay, give me a roll. Vines erupt all over the cave floor and tangle around the feet of the remaining cultists. They might as well be wearing cement booties. The last cultist falls, but the crystal gets exceptionally bright and then explodes. Cap lies on the ground. Yes, the area of authenticity. Kef and everyone standing around him are forced to tell the truth. And thus, I die. Thank you. You guys survey the aftermath of the crystal explosion and Kef's remains. You feel a small tremor come from the caves. There's no loot. You notice a weirdly shaped crystal sticking out of the dirt. Another tremor. You pull out a crystal guitar. It is gnarly. Blight, no. That's a different kind of axe. As soon as you take hold of its handle, another tremor shakes the room. This one is bigger. The ceiling shudders and then cracks, and a giant crystal falls and blocks the entrance. Amazing! As you shred, the sound of the guitar grows around you. It resonates against the walls, getting louder and louder, eventually shattering all the crystals. The path is clear. Voice? No. No, it's just epically cool. Why do you ask? Cool. You hear the airship droning above you, here to pick you up. Sure. And that's where we'll end our session tonight. Previously on LNL, the party, joined by the newly recovered Dark One, struck out into the crystal caves in search of Kef, the strikingly handsome leader of the cult of Braxis. Charging into battle, possibly spurred on by the cultist gyrations, the party attacked Kef and the golem he created and defeated him. Unfortunately, the ritual succeeded. The crystal axe of fortitude. Yes. With some convincing, the party worked together, and Ollie used the axe to free the party and return to the airship. And, in a very tragic turn, Kef was felled. I won't comment on that. I will, however, remind you that after his alleged untimely passing, he also let you know about a hidden temple in the ocean of sand, and a fabled god-killing weapon said to lie in the misty mangroves. You've been quiet, Faye. What say you to all this? The vagrant heads out to the ocean of sand in search of the lost temple. The trek will be long and arduous. Okay, Jeff and Linnea begin exploring. Linnea, with your excellent search skill, you notice a small glow coming off a rock. Just a bunch of sand. There are some small runes giving off this glow. They're quite small. How hard are you focusing on them? And what languages do you know? Yeah, you can't read it. Yeah. Fine, you can read it. Quicksand. At this point, you're about waist deep. Everyone rushes over. All right, you're able to breathe just fine, and you continue sinking. Then your sinking turns into falling. As you drop down, you land on a platform. The roiling quicksand above you is a lit, swirling gold. In front of you, you see a set of doors. The ceiling of the temple is made of glowing sand, which casts golden light over everything. A large spiral stairway leads down, the sandy steps sparkling and glittering. Set into the wall on the way down are these massive reliefs, murals made of glowing sand. The murals are inlaid with the lightning-touched glass that reflects and changes color. Each mural depicts a figure. One figure is clad in dark robes, and their hands come together at their stomach, holding a crystal ball. Another figure stands tall, their arms outstretched, a spear laid across their palms held upwards to the heavens. The final figure sits cross-legged, and above their head a pale sword hangs. defying gravity, pointing down at their skull. As you pass through the threshold, you enter a large open space. The room itself looks to be 2 stories tall, with 4 columns distributed around the space. The perimeter of the hall is a curtain of slowly shifting sand. The air in here is very stale. It's quiet, save for the gentle whoosh of the sand cascading down the walls. In the center of the room, there's a large altar made of the same glowing, translucent glass as you saw in the murals. As you draw closer, you see... let me just find what I wrote. Here it is. The altar is a massive triangular plinth of glass that has a dull glow from within, but the surface is polished, so it's almost a mirror. On each of 3 sides is an intricately carved image, and lying on top is an ancient skeleton wearing a gleaming set of polished plate armor. One of the skeleton's arms is outstretched toward the ceiling. In the other is a large sword. There are scorch marks under the skeleton. On one of the sides, there is an image of a skull. On another, there is a pictograph of a winged animal. On the third, there is an image of a hand. Do you place your hand in the sand? Do you? You touch your symbol, and the rest of you feel a deep vibration in your chest as Linnea casts the spell and a small disc of light appears above the skeleton. You all feel your breath slightly leave your body as the disc enlarges and plunges into the skeleton. It gasps and slowly sits up. The skeleton cocks its head, staring at you. It raises its sword at you. Oh, I know what it says. Everyone, roll initiative. Linnea, you're first, then Faye, then Jeff. The skeleton is advancing on you. What do you do? The skeleton lurches forward, grabbing you by the front of your clothes and raising its sword menacingly. You get the sense that it does not have good feelings towards nurturing parental figures. No. All right, you're up, Faye. Your side smashes into the skeleton with a cloud of bone dust, knocking one of its arms off at the shoulder and breaking a few ribs. How good is your aim? In that case, the spoon sails through the air and straight through its ribs and out the other side, taking a big chunk with it. The skeleton staggers around with you on its head for a moment and then throws you off, roaring. The skeleton raises its arm and grasps its face with its gauntlet and then yanks. It gets flung out of the armor, landing in a mangled heap at your feet. The gauntlets, greaves, and bracers fall away, leaving a glowing curious that floats in the air. Oh, it's the chest part of the armor. Oh, no way. Yeah, I've only ever read that word. Anyway. Faye, you're standing near the altar as this happens, and as you look in its mirrored surface, you seem to notice your reflection moving slightly. As you stare, glowing eyes burst out from your reflection scales.
Now what are we supposed to do?
Who is Mammoth?
I hate it when he texts people.
Come on, Faye. Tell us.
Are you sure? You don the armor. As soon as you do, it constricts suddenly, fusing into your skin. A huge wave of energy bursts outward as everyone but Linnea is knocked off their feet. The sand columns in the room explode outward. You all feel the ground quaking as massive pieces of the ceiling fall and explode in sprays of sand. As this is happening, Linnea, you hear a quiet voice echo in your head. You watch as Linnea begins levitating upwards. A huge piece of ceiling lands on the altar, and it explodes in shards of glass. You all grab on as more chunks smash downward. The suit lurches to the side, plunging into the veil of sand on the wall. You are all momentarily blinded, but the sand feels warm around you, like calm water. Then, your stomachs lurch as you feel yourself rocket upward. You burst out of the sand, hurtling high above the dunes, until you all come arcing down onto the deck of the Vagrant. You all retire to your quarters and turn in. But Faye, you spend some time struggling to fall asleep. And when you finally do, you're suddenly awoken by a light in your eyes. You open them. Does someone have a torch? No, it's coming from outside. You open the door to the deck and step out. You hear it before you see it. A slow whine. A whisper coming from this light in the sky. You hear something coming. A whisper, tickling at the base of your spine. A single word. Cataclysm. Something zips onto the deck beside you. It's a small piece of hail, sizzling. Then zip, zip, zip. More start coming down around you. Then come the screams. The burning hail rains down, tearing through the ship. Everyone is panicking, running. It's chaos. You see Sid and Celeste turn and run full speed off the deck, holding hands as they fall. The light winks out. For an eternity, everything is quiet. Then on the horizon, you see the sunrise. Rays of crimson light crawl across the sky. The whole sky is a dazzling red. It's so peaceful. But your gut knows better. This isn't sunlight. Sunlight doesn't smell like ash. The sky is on fire. You hear the roar now, and your world explodes in pain. The sound is deafening. It's so hot. So inescapably hot. Why won't it just end? When you wake up. In your bed, on the ship. You glance over at the mirror, but you don't see Faye. You see a shadow. A shadow with a burning red smile that whispers, "Hello, Faye. Miss me?" And And that is where we will end tonight's session. Previously on LNL. With a stunning and heartfelt montage, the party crossed the endless desert in search of the lost temple hidden within the ocean of sand. After that happy accident, the party explored the ruins of the temple and eventually stumbled across a skeleton clad in mysterious armor. Linnea tried to resurrect the skeleton, but ultimately resurrected the armor, who introduced itself as the Anima, the long-since sealed-away protector of the Tome of the Forgotten. The armor fused with you, while also helping Faye realize something. In the last moments of our previous session, Faye, you had a vision. In it, you saw a sky lit on fire, and a voice amidst the blaze. Braxis, calling out to you. Time has passed since our last session. The crew of the Vagrant has been traveling, preparing for their final confrontation. We are in it. The hulking metal frame of the airship cuts through the thick atmosphere, clouds and fog mixing together in a soupy haze. You all look up and see a swirling tempest in the distance, the source of the crimson glow. It's a whirlwind, a portal being opened, a doorway halfway stepped through. And then a sudden clap of thunder erupts from the vortex and sends the Vagrant crashing to the ground at its feet. Yeah, oh yeah, everyone's all right. The ship, however, is downed. One moment, let me just... There we go. You all approach the spinning tempest, your teeth gritted. Is there anything anyone wants to do or say before we get into this?
I don't think so.
We're ready, right?
As much as we'll ever be.
Yeah, let's kick some ass.
All right. As you get closer, you begin to make out a form at the center of the storm. A massive figure, their body glistening like a diamond. Braxis. Faye, you hear his voice in your head suddenly. What do you do? There is no response. With the right intonation, you hear a response. Oh, yeah? Shit, okay. Roll for initiative. The buff is actually an extra 5 damage on your next attack. Maya, before you can take your attack, Braxis points at you, and a searing pain races over your skin. You barely manage to hold onto your staff. 10 damage. Nice. 13 damage. Yeah, all right. Your blade makes a cool slashing sound as you cut through the air and hit for a good chunk of slashing damage. You're up next, Ollie. Hell yeah, great damage on that. But roll to see if your guitar breaks. Maya, Braxis turns on you again. You hear his voice in your head now. You become paralyzed, locked to the spot, and you cannot feel your magic energy when you reach out for it. Did you just make that up just now? Damn, okay. Divine Smite is holy damage, so it's extra effective. He clutches his chest and drops to his knees. You reach out, you hear his voice. Suddenly, Braxis reaches out, his hand moving like lightning, too fast to dodge. He taps his finger against your forehead, Faye. And then you remember. It comes in flashes, not whole pictures. Almost like you're watching a movie. Like all this happened to someone else. You see a younger version of yourself. You see a family. You watch yourself enter into the service of Braxis. You remember now how you decided one day to deny your teacher, how you rebelled, and as punishment, you remember the day he stole your past, your memories, your family, your brother. And hold on, give us 1 second for this next part. Fang?
Reed, what are you up to?
Nothing.
Fang?
Oh, I'll let him reveal it.
Have you two been scheming?
Maybe, yeah, just a bit. Everyone, we have a special guest joining us tonight. You want to come in?
It is I. Hey, everyone.
No way!
Shut up! Oh, Stella's gonna be so jealous!
Naser, my dude!
Oh my god, yay!
Ah, yes. Exactly the reaction I wanted.
Don't worry. You just kind of go along with what everyone says. It'll be fun.
Cool. Yeah, that character sheet was amazing.
You're gonna be so good at this, holy smokes! Why didn't I think of this before?
Nice move.
Thanks. I just wanted him to have some fun.
Okay, back in the game. Hold on, let me remember where I was. He snaps his fingers, and with a sudden flare of flame, someone appears before you. You all recognize him immediately. Braxis rises up, also transforming. There is a clap of thunder, and his body becomes painted by red light. He hurls a bolt of lightning at you, which you barely dodge. Throws another bolt. It's very immature. He readies another volley. But you all take cover before it hits. Hell yeah, man. You're a natural at this. I love how you two think. But no, you do get healed for 11 damage, though. You see Braxis's halo start spinning faster and faster, and then it suddenly flies out and slashes the people closest to him. That looks like Faye, Kef, and Ollie. You all take 12 damage as a searing pain runs across your chest. Maya, you're up. Ollie, roll to see if you catch it or totally fumble, just for funsies. Braxis wraps his wings around his head to buffer against your attack, but your sound wave rips handfuls of feathers out as it rolls into him. Once the air calms, he opens his wings back up and blasts you back 10 feet. Damn. Braxis looks truly shaken for the first time. The portal Braxis came through begins to... Shit.
The portal shits?
No, Sage. It does not shit.
These are getting a lot more frequent.
Yeah.
There we go. Back to the game?
Sure. Where were we? The portal Braxis came through begins to turn in on itself, pulling him back inside. Ollie's right. The portal continues collapsing, but suddenly you feel it start to pull at you. It isn't. The vortex twirls violently, growing as it consumes matter. Around you, light begins to bend, and everything begins breaking down. The portal lets out a howl, and underneath your feet, gravity has inverted. You rise, your feet floating through the air. The portal sucks you in, and then closes like a zipper behind you. And that's it. Behind you, the portal closes, sealing yourselves and Braxis away. For a long time, you drift through the void, dreaming. You see glimpses of memories, happy moments, loose ends you never got to resolve. Eventually, though, you start to lose grip. It becomes too hard to hold on to yourselves in the tempest. You have to let go. And so you do. You all, one by one, let yourself go in the portal. I wish I could tell you where you end up, but I don't know. I like to think it's somewhere nice, though. What I do know is that the world you left behind was saved. People will live and die happy lives, in peace, because of what you all did. They won't remember you, or even know you existed. But they'll be there because of you. Beyond that, though, I'm not sure. My guess is as good as yours. That's it. The end, I guess.